Chinese New Year is the stage where human dramas are amplified. And if you dare, there's a lot of stories to tell. I would say there are four big trends that are driving the changes. First is urbanization. 20 years ago, migrant workers would actually go home to the rural side to celebrate Chinese New Year. Now, increasingly, it's the opposite. More older parents are actually visiting their children inside the city. And the second trend is demographics. Old people in China has been regarded as less sophisticated, less affluent. Nowadays, we're actually witnessing the Chinese equivalent of Generation X entry into old age, and they are the most affluent generation ever, probably more affluent than their children. And that will have a profound impact on how family relationships are shaped and how they impact their children's lives. And the third trend is regionalization. We're seeing some of the major big cities becoming the new engine of growth in China. They're attracting more talents from nearby regions. They also tend to retain a lot of talents from their own home, from their home city. With that, what we're seeing is local culture is blooming. There's a stronger sense of local identity, and that will manifest itself in Chinese celebration as well. And the fourth is technology changes. We will spend a little bit more time answering that question later on. I think the biggest mistake brands make is to assume tradition is safe, because China is constantly evolving, including our traditions, including how we celebrate Chinese New Year. When brands try to play safe and want to only work with the very conservative or traditional symbols of Chinese New Year, you're also making statements. If you fail to absorb new inspirations from real life and only want to manipulate the old established symbols, you risk having those manipulations misunderstood in the broader context of change. I would say three things to watch out for. In the long term, 5G, absolutely. China's poised to become a leader in 5G. That means in the near future, products and services will be connected and our lives will become smarter. Second thing is the tech giants in China like Alibaba and Tencent, who are experimenting and rebuilding the marketing infrastructure, how products and services are distributed, how people pay, very much depend on their inventions. And it's very important for us to stay very close to them to take advantage of their experiments and firsts. Third would be digital out of home. That's actually something a lot closer to a lot of advertisers. They play a very unique role in the modern life because they are the interface between the virtual world and the real world. I would say be very, very honest about who your consumers are and pay close attention to them as human beings. Chinese New Year is the stage where human dramas are amplified. And if you dare, there's a lot of stories to tell. There's a lot of resonance that you could create with the Chinese consumers. So again, don't just stay with the color red. Listen to people's stories during Chinese New Year and find a relevant way to be part of that story. Find a way to be on their side.